Seems like nowadays pretty much every single game claims to have epic battles and role-playing and amazing combat and all that, but hardly any of these games ever live up to their claims. So whenever I played Mount and Blade on the computer, I was a little surprised whenever I found out it actually had all these and it delivered. So after playing the original, I was kind of eerie about how the next game would be, but Mount and Blade Warband delivers. Warband has the same setting as the original in the fictional medieval world, and it's where rulers always have like knives up to each other's necks ready to claim themselves as the king, and there's like constant wars and killing just because of that. And because of this brutal world where each king thinks they're like the sole ruler of everything, it's kind of at a stalemate. There's all these different factions, but nobody's really getting any ground on each other. And this is where the player comes in. You can kind of decide on which faction you want to join. I believe there's 6 factions, each one with its own culture and different unit types. And when you join them, it's like you can gain ranks and gain fiefs, you get awarded stuff, and you just kind of like make that person the king, the emperor of the lands. Or you can just kind of go solo, take your own castle, start recruiting vassals, and just have like your own kingdom made. You can name it, you can give out castles, you can keep your own castles, you build your own armies, patrols, watches, you can have diplomacy with other nations, make alliances, defensive pacts, and declare war. It's really amazing. Then there are a bunch of like little minor features like getting married or managing your towns and cities and houses, or maintaining your army, keeping it loyal, keeping it fed, and just keeping it strong. Which kind of brings me to the combat. Warband is true to the original Mount and Blade. It has like the most realistic and enjoyable combat system around. With like all the constant fighting that's going on, it's a good idea to start like choosing a couple weapons to start messing around with, getting skills on. It just makes it so easy to do this with how many options you get. And there's maces, spears, swords, bows, crossbows, throwing axes, blades, massive like two-handed swords. Each one of these weapons has like their own advantages and disadvantages, such as like the large two-handed blades and axes, which do like massive damage. At the same time though, it just makes you open for a attack to since like you're so slow whenever you swing it. And then Warband puts like the mount in Mount and Blade. The horse combat and horse riding is just awesome. It's so fluent. You can really do some damage. It's like you get a massive speed boost if you hit someone charging with the horse or swinging at someone with the horse. Now every time you use a weapon, horse or not, you get skill points, and this is kind of like the RPG aspect of the game, where you can, every time you use a weapon, it levels up for you, but then you also get skill points to put in other weapons you don't really use much. So you can sit there and use a sword all day, but then later on, you'll have some points you can level up all your other skills, so you might want to use that in crossbow, so you can range attack people. Then there are a bunch of like little skills, like tracking makes you go faster on the map. There's ones that let you see further on the map. There's others that let you scavenge your own food instead of having to buy it. More damage, more health for your character. But then at the same time, you're not the only one limited to this. Any other lord in the game, they can also get all these skill points, and they have like their own stats. And then any named companion you have with you, they have like their own stat tree. You can choose how you want them. You can make some archers, you can make some cavalry, swordsmen. It's really up to you. And then also the unnamed soldiers, you can give them progression for advancement. You can start 2 people out as like, say, farmers. One could end up becoming like a horse riding knight. The other one could be like a bow wielding ranger. It's really nice. Since the majority of your time is on the battlefield, Mount and Blade, it's good to choose advancements for your soldiers that kind of help you and the way you play. Enough of the single player. Let's talk a little bit about the multiplayer now. It has like the large scale battles Mount and Blade's known for, with like just the amazing combat. It's like easy to learn and pick up, but then at the same time, you can really master it and just become amazing, far better than anybody else. Or you can download one of the community-made multiplayer mods like CRPG or Mountain Musket, which is now Napoleonic Wars. Or you can download a single-player mod. There's like fictional worlds that everybody knows, like Middle-earth or Westeros. People made mod of those. There's more modern-day mods like World War III or Star Wars or the Old West. It's endless, and that adds a ton of replayability onto this game, and they have this module system that makes modding extremely easy. Now, I've said like a lot of good about Mount and Blade. It does have its occasional little problems, like a couple bugs, and the graphics are kind of low by today's standards, but overall the game's just amazing, and it needs to be checked out. People need to get this out there. It's an amazing game. Please try it. You will not regret it.